Alright, so bottom right side we have Isengard, and upper left side of Westfold we have Gondor, played by W. Ooh. Okay, he starts off a little bit slower by deleting the first farm accidentally. And we are going to see by Nosey is a, pretty standard 2 furnace start. Okay, let's take a look at Gondor's base. As we can tell, Nosey is doing a 4 furnace start, and Gondor is going 3 farm with a Rax as the 4th structure. So in theory, they should have units out first on the field, and we'll see what they plan to do on that. And actually, W is going for a pretty standard Gondor build, 3 farms from a barracks into an archery range against Isengard. That's pretty recommended. And Nosey's checking for clan steading and what could be a ward pit next in the back here, I imagine. Just because he's positioning it in the back end, denying the opponent easy scout opportunity for cavalry. Yep, exactly. That's exactly what you want to do. So I was told this was a pretty good game. We're going to check it out, and I think we're going to have a good one here. Clansmen are running through. Let's see who decides to take the time to capture the signal fire first. We see the next clan steading going down for Isengard. I will be interested to see if we see any in-unit value in this game. That's Urkai axes and or beacon guards. And we see the first War Grider in production for Nosey as well, so he's going to end up taking this Clansman unit out. Whether or not, actually we do see W's already put them on defensive stance, so he knows they're going to survive the first trample unless the War Grider uses Howl, I would say. And W has Blackroot Vale archers steadily waiting for the first Wildman harass unit. And now we're seeing the most standard unit production for Gondor, which is a Linear Pike Battalion to creep the war glares on the map. But it looks like Nosey actually deletes that furnace. And Gondor doesn't see the work pit yet, but now they're going to see it, and he's going to end up being in a position where he has to think twice. But basically, he's going to end up losing the Clansman Battalion. And I want to say Nosey's going to try going down here, and yeah, he's going to end up trying to gank the linear pikes that W is sending to creep, but W's backing his pikes up with Blackroot Vale archers right now. And as you can see, even on defensive stance, they're not taking more than 1 shot. 1 second, I just have to exit out of Game Ranger so I don't get that kick sound. Very annoying, to be honest. Okay. Now we are back. Hey, Pumba, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Let's take a look at Old Nosey W's game first. I will get to your stuff soon. Looking to do a few games today. Just keep an eye on how he kind of places Ward Pit out of line of sight, if anything, really. Just to benefit himself pretty well. But again, Isengard's early game is quite vulnerable when the person opens with an archery range supporting as well. As you can see, Gondor hasn't really had the opportunity well, I should say Isengard in particular has not had the opportunity to take out any farm yet by Gondor because of how they started the match. And it looks like Nosey's going to take some time to creep down here. W's taking his time to creep there. We see the War Grider Battalion fighting off with the Penance Gallon. That one with the Grass Dragon. Yeah, it's pretty chill. Hey 27426. I'm not sure if I've seen you before, but welcome to the channel. I want to change that background actually. Alright, so we're gonna keep observing what Isengard's doing. I know Isengard is in a very peculiar place right now with the early game tweak of the Wildman reward experience, so it's always fun to look at Isengard game now too. We haven't really seen much blood, but Nosey kind of expanding much farther than Gondor by 100 CP at least. And it looks like the Wildmen are unfortunately dying out to the goblins because he didn't take the time to really micro them. Oh, it's kind of a cool portrait. Oh, never really noticed that. And Gondor taking the time to creep this goblin lair. And Isengard trying to get right back into the harass. There's no pikes to counter that Wargrave battalion, but we do see Gondor has actually gone for the fortress banners on the hero discount at this time. That was pretty fast, I will say. We do see Nosey immediately pushing for an Uruk pit to get the Uruk scout support. We can kind of observe that he doesn't want to feed Gondor with the Wildmen right now, because with Blackroot Vale archers on the field, it's going to be an easy feed for Gondor, technically speaking, since Wildmen are weak to archers. Hey, Thurina, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Alright, so again, Nosey has to be really careful because W is doing pretty well at, keeping pikes around in several different locations, especially pairing them with his Blackroot Vale archers. That's a good option against Isengard in particular. And now we see him creeping here, but we also see a Gondor hitting. Hey, Scar Gaming, thanks for following, man. Appreciate that. But yeah, Gondor using Penascalon Riders as harass in the early game is quite good. I think I might even cast one of my games I had with Halfhand, just because I want to talk about my decision-making process in the match in particular. It was like Gondor v Rohan. It was pretty cool. It was a fun game. I got some DMs about that from people that watched it. It was cool. Alright, so as you can see, Isengard went with the War Chant, and Gondor's gone with the Rebuild. Pretty standard T1 selections in this particular matchup. W has done a good job at, again, keeping his initial farms alive. I think both people are very prone to deleting their farms in this particular 1v1. It's going good, man. It's going good. Just chilling, vibing, trying to get some Age of the Ring content today. Ooh, okay. So Nosey's actually done an off Isengard meta play here, and he's going with Wolfgar first. He's mixing it up, not pushing the Uruk front too heavily. Very cool. So we're gonna see a nice Dunlending Longhouse being made. Cool, cool, cool. We don't see it anymore, but it's very big for Isengard's late game to have Dunlending Outriders in the mix. So I'm excited to see how this goes.
We come from Lamadon.
And we have a Wildman. We have the Clansteading going to level 2, so it looks like he's teching for Axe Throwers. And where is Wolf? Yeah, Wolfgar's in the back row here, trying to feed off of this. And W spots the hero, so he pushes his own units out, not to feed too heavily. And we continue to see the Warg Riders pumped out. We have the Dunlending Longhouse, has Longbowmen, Elite Cavalry, and the Huskarls. Huskarls are one of my favorite units in the mod. They're just very cool looking. It might be a Dunland Rush, yeah. I mean, like, I think we're like 5 to 10, we're probably like 8-10 minutes into the match. Yeah, but we see Uruk Scout support here with Wolfgar as well. A lot of people are afraid to use Wolfgar since all the tweaks to the Dunish side, but Wolfgar is still very good. We do see Nosey's going with Uruk-hai axes. Oh, very cool. So that's going to be good on him. And he's trying to take care of this farm here that W kind of made out in the open. And Baragond is actually W's first pick here. Rather interesting, but I think he's doing it primarily to counter the Warg Riders and maybe to get the Faramir leadership later in the match when he hits level 7. This really expedites Faramir's strength with the Wounding Arrow ability in particular. So W's kind of backing around a little bit often here. He's not really committing to many fights at the moment, but we do see him trying to move along the northern side. I think doing 2 archer battalions is good, but I think he could do better with 1 and like a second clansman battalion at this point in the game. I know he's trying to take out the Wildman, but I think that is hurting the harass potential in my mind. Hey, Zero, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Alright, so this Uruk pit is still level 1, but we see the Longhouse going to level 2, so we're going to get possibly Dunish Outriders rushed out. I'm curious to see if that's the plan. But Wolfgar taking the lead up here up front, now hitting level 2. Very cool. And he's just kind of running around with Wolfgar right now, and Kel, he's not really trying to stick around. But let's just see if he's pushing for level 3. Yeah, let's check his economy. So Gondor is at 600 in the bank, but Nosey was at 3k, and now he's just spent a ton. So he's actually going for Dunlending Longbowmen and Dunlending Axemen. Units we haven't seen in a while, mixed with Wildman Axe Throwers. Very cool. And he's pushing along the northern side here, but he's also pushing along the southern point of W's base. Keep in mind, that is the key to proper harass. As you can tell, W is doing kind of a little bit of a heavy clump play almost, but not really, because he also has this one control group on the northern side. So we're going to see how it pans out for W on the trades. But we do see Forlong is on the field along with Denethor for Gondor. Now this could be quite interesting. When Denethor is on the field for the fiefdom gameplay, it can be quite nice. But we do see W's actually checked for Knights of Minas Tirith, so that's another good opportunity for him to be in, just place-wise. And notice he's actually hit CP cap, so he's not getting any value out of the money he just spent. It's always hard to decide whether or not you want to revert or go through the purchase, but we have an engagement up here to take a look at. 3 Wildman Axe Star battalions, pair with Uruk Scout in the back row. And I'm trying to figure out where Wolfgar could be. It looks like he's actually dead center. He doesn't have the stronger leadership until level 5, but he does have his crows, so whenever he wanted to, he could really deal some damage here to Baragon, because the crows are really strong against heroes in particular. But as you can see, Wolfgar is handling himself quite well, because W is trying to micro and take out the back row of archers. But just to see what's happening in the base now. The Knights of Minas Tirith are running around and trying to see what they can do in Isengard's base. But they know they're kind of not able to really push too strongly. But Nosey, again, rapidly expanding, and W really keeping up with the pressure on that front. But Gondor is actually at 16 power points in the bank. With 2 Knights of Minas Tirith battalions on the field. Always good to see this cavalry tech on the field. And it's going to be devastating because he has no pikes here. And the pikes came in pretty late. So W again has gone with all tier 1s. That's a little bit of a hard pick. I would say Skilled Healer and Horn is pretty valuable. But you don't always need Rebuild. It'll work. But it's just going like it. You can get 2 out of 3. You can get all 3 eventually. But going for all 3 at first is just going to slightly set you back for the counters. And as you can see, Forlong has overextended. And he's getting some decent damage dealt to him by the Dunlish Longbowmen. We have another engagement happening here with the Nosey Axemen trying to mess around on the field themselves. And over here, Nosey's trying to counter the Knights of Minas Tirith, but we do actually hear Wolfgar's crows somewhere on the field. Unless that's just the Westfold crow, I think. Might just been the Westfold crow. Again, Wolfgar kind of taking his time to level a little bit, but the Dunish Axemen are really keeping the front line pretty solid here for Isengard. Again, it's cool to see that because we really haven't seen much Dunish gameplay at all since 8.0 dropped. Let's just take a look at the spellbook. So Gondor's got 8 left in the bank, and we see Isengard actually trying to deal some damage in Gondor's base too. One thing Gondor could have done by now was maybe build a marketplace instead of investing in another hero so soon. This is technically the mid-game period, and that's the best time for you to go for your marketplace to secure your late-game economic position. And we do see a level 3 Longhouse. So we have access to Huskarls and Dunish Outriders now for Isengard. So let's see if they happen to hit the field. Denethor is 4, so he has access to his Pike Summon at level 6. And that's going to be pretty big, I'm going to imagine, in the particular matchup here. And they did not end up taking that in. Okay, so where's Wolfgar? He's coming by now. He's just taking his time. And Isengard uses Horn, but they also have Freezing Rain. Now W's really set back here because he didn't stick to Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3 acquisition, but Denethor kind of is helping him out right there with the Terror ability. And maybe Gondor is going to go straight and cancel out the weather with Western Winds. We'll have to see. But we do see Grimma Wormtongue on the field now for Isengard, meaning they have additional hero management options at their disposal. Wolfgar has his birds, and Wormtongue's got his high damage dealing abilities. They're very cool. So I want to know first, yeah, so right here we see one of the big drawbacks of Dunish is that you don't have as much pike access outside of the Wildman Spears until you get your level 2 Uruk Pit, which Nosey has, but he can't keep pikes everywhere as much as he'd want to. Wolfgar over here really got the deceleration kicking in right there. But yeah, we could see Saruman probably soon, but maybe not. The economy is looking a little bit stiff for Isengard. 800 CP, but the Dunish units are okay. So Isengard's actually going with Sharku. Very cool. So he's trying to manage the clump behavior of Isengard in particular right now. So I would love to see Dunish Outriders, though. It doesn't look like we're going to. Not yet, at least. But we see Nosey on the northern front running around harassing the farms with Uruk Pikes and Uruk Scouts. Very cool stuff. Denethor really doing a great job here at leveling. You kind of find him to be a hard hero to level, primarily speaking, because he doesn't have great combat performance. But what he does have is the option to really just kind of leech. Ooh. So he lost Sharku right there. Did he lose Wolfgar somewhere too? Did Wolfgar die there? Oh man, maybe Wolfgar did die right there. That's big. So he lost Wolfgar in that moment too, I want to say. That is tough. Alright, let's take a look what's happening in Gondor's base. So Nosey keeping it really tight here, harassing quite well. The Uruk Pikes really had managed the Knights of Minas Tirith. But Gondor now has Boromir on the field. So W's doing quite well with the progression of Gondor. We do see the marketplace now, so he must have built that not too long ago. Very nice. And it looks like he's trying to take out this level 3 Longhouse, but we are seeing Huskarls trying to hit the field. And Dunlending Longbowmen backing up over here. It looks like they're focusing down 4 long, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But the Huskarls are almost out. So once they come out, Gondor is going to have a bit of a problem. And the heroes will probably get devastated. Yeah, if they're going to sit on Denethor. Look at that damage right there. Immediately nuked Denethor. That's exactly the kind of proper positioning you want on your Dunlending Huskarls, man. That's so good. Oh, we do see Dunish Outriders. I did not even see them get recruited. Okay. But he manages to comfortably save the level 3 Longhouse, it looks like. We're just going to have to see if these Minas Tirith swords try to yoink it. That's very cool. Good Huskarl action popping right in. Longbowmen, again, defending the base. Gondor with a level 3 Boromir. So let's just take a look at the spellbooks. 9 in the bank, 3 tier 1s, a tier 2, and tier 3 for Gondor at 725 CP. 2 tier 1s, 2 tier 2s, and a tier 3 for Nosey at 675. So Gondor, I think they're even spellbook-wise, but I think Gondor might be just catching up pretty comfortably right now. As you can see, Dunish Outriders just, doing a very nice trample on the Minas Tirith swords there. Okay, yeah, so what we saw here was that when he got these guys out the gate, he used the Mordau Grip, where Huskarls ignore unit armor, and this is pretty huge against heroes. Because they also deal the damage bonus versus heroes. But we don't see Huskarls too much, but they're very good against the hero-heavy factions. So maybe it's something for the Isengard player to really kind of remember. And Wolfgar is back on the field. He is almost level 5. We're going to see how he kind of pans out at this point. And we see a decent position here by Gondor, the units. The Grimma just debuffed them with the leadership notification, damage, and armor nerf. And it looks like the Huskarls do have to back out with the Axeman Ministerial swords supported by archers in the back row. Again, let's just take a look at the northern front. We see the Huskarls trying to suppress Baragond, especially over here. There's no pikes to counter them, so Baragond will indefinitely die. And Nosey again running around W's base with Huskarls to chase down this builder. Indeed, he drops. We do see Lurtz now and not Saruman, but Nosey's going to lose this level 3 loghouse indefinitely, especially with Gardens of Athelion underneath. That was a big play there, and very nice to see. W had the opportunity there. So Nosey really having to figure out how to cross the pressure at this point by W, but I think Lurtz is going to get kind of fed right now. We do see Boromir, and again, there's very little pikes here, so Nosey could have a huge position here if he ends up using Huskarls, and Wolfgar properly in this moment. Okay, so he dropped the armor debuff from, yes. So the Crow Banner nerfs armor and damage for 90 seconds, and that level 8 also drops an additional Huskarl battalion, but as you can see, clean trample on the Ministerial archers in the back row. And now we're seeing the Wolfgar's crows going after Boromir specifically, because they deal pretty good hero damage. Let's just see, the Knights and Ministerials are trying to do a cycle trample around the back end, but if Lurtz ends up micro and switching, yep, he's going to end up getting fed quite well. He's going to expedite his levels if he can secure the kills. Again, we're seeing Uruk pikes go around for the harassment points. And it looks like Boromir is trying to hold out, but I think Lurtz is just going to end up leveling. Yeah, so he uses for Gondor for the speed bonus. That's one of my favorite things to do in particular, using it as a retreat mechanism because of the speed bonus. It's always fun doing that. Now we have Wolfgar with the level 5 leadership of 50% damage and armor. Very cool. Oh, it's just damage. I'm tourist. Okay. That shows you how much I've really paid attention and done the things myself. Anyway, as we see up here, more harassment by the northern control group of Noseys taking out the forge, and W happened to have placed a sentry tower over here to deal some decent damage towards heroes, as heroes are more vulnerable to towers and structure-like damage. Okay, so Gondor is 25 points. They have either option, Elisar or Messengers of Badway. We're going to see what they might do. Maybe they're going to end up out entirely, and that could be really risky. But Elisar would be huge right now. He goes Messengers of Manwë. Okay, he drops it, actually. And Isengard's base. Ooh. Tough position. There's no archers over here, really, for Isengard to counter this quite well enough. And now we're seeing the wing flap ability from Gwai here. Again, let's just take a look what's happening over here. I think he's trying to harass Gondor's base, but it definitely failed because of what's happening. But again, the Eagles, and now Nosey's building the defensive towers off of his fortress to try and comfortably counter the Eagles. So let's just take a look and see what's happening with his... Oh, he's at 450 CP, so W's really got him nailed here. He definitely has him nailed. He's just down. Now he's down to 350 CP. He is really feeling that tight placement and position and the matchup here. You love to see Messengers of Manwë value, though. It's definitely one of my favorite tier 4s. I think it's just a very cool one. Now the Huskarls are definitely trying to go around and get back in the position of harassing appropriately to fulfill the tier 4 acquisition from Nosey. I could see him indefinitely going for the Fell Storm here to knock out Gondor's base layout. But we're going to see what happens. It looks like we're going to see some nice rapid power point gain from attacking the farm. Almost a whole point right there. And you can tell by the plus 150 that Gondor has purchased siege materials to help with the recovery during the harass periods. And Nosey's now gone for the Uruk-hai shield bearers to get an appropriate feel of support for the Uruk front. And we are almost again at tier 4 for Isengard at this time, but as you can see, Gondor is just getting a lot of power points throughout this match. Primarily, I would say, in between just what's happening with structure harass and baseline opportunities on their part. Oh, he uses fell. Oh, okay. So he pops Wrath of Kahar just to take these guys out, and looks like Boromir actually. Oh, Boromir lived, but he's actually just stuck around in Isengard's back base. But we see Wolfgar's crows going after him as well. They deal extra damage towards heroes, so always remember that. Yep, and Boromir is dead. Gondor takes an L on that note. So that's a pretty decent opportunity there for Nosey to relieve some pressure. We're going to see how he kind of tries to play around the rest of the game. Because he's a little bit on the minimal side, but Lurtz is level 5, so he has access to his pin. We're going to see how that one rolls. And we do see Industry was used on the armory here. Wolfgar almost down. He's very close to dying again.
Done the Shaxman. Ready for
But we
war.
are seeing the Dunlending army come together rather nicely, and Uruk-hai pikes to support. Now keep in mind, one thing that people kind of overlook is that the Archers of Minas Tirith actually have more damage than the Athelian Rangers. Technically speaking, the only thing the Athelian Rangers have going for them is Faramir's leadership and baseline Bodkin arrow gameplay, which is good, but the Archers of Minas Tirith deal more damage. And Lurtz is right over here, crippling Forlong, very nice. And now we're going to see Gardens of Athelion go off for Gondor as well. And do we see a Huskarl battalion? Ooh, he was almost level 8. Well, not almost, but kind of. But Forlong definitely at risk of being taken out. Lurtz in Carnage, so he has received the splash damage and baseline damage and armor bump. So we're going to continue to see how that kind of plays out. But Gondor looks like they are getting spayed right here. The green is Isengard. But look at these Minas Tirith Knights taking the really clean trample as well. Let's take a look at the spellbook options here. Thanks for follow 27426. Appreciate that, buddy. But yeah, Forlong really kind of holding back. He's about to die right there. And I would definitely say Gondor has for sure had the large PowerPoint lead throughout this whole match. I'm not sure if it's just Dunish providing a lot, or if they're just kind of taking different spellbook options, and that's why it looks so big. But Gondor is very close to getting Elisar as well. And we happen to see Wildman's sword get run over by the Knights of Minas Tirith, and now we're seeing Nosey continue to pump out the Uruk-hai pikes, get second Longhouse to level 2, and recruit more Danish Huskarls. And a nice harass group on the southern point here, but we do see Western Winds in play for W, but he hasn't used it, and both players are now holding off on their weather options simply because if you use one, the other is going to cancel it out and maintain the full benefit. We see a nice engagement happening down here between the parties, and Isengard actually pulling out after Grimma drops a leadership debuff, so that the Archers of Minas Tirith are obviously not dealing super that much damage, but Boromir's not here either yet. So as more of a damage nerf just to kind of save the troops on the retreat. Nosey trying to take the time, or make the time I should say, and capture the signal fire so W loses the central vision that he has in this area. Again, Gondor's at 900 CP, Isengard is 600. He has to really put the effort to get back into this game in particular. He hasn't been able to get a lot of damage in on Gondor's base, I'll be honest. The Dunish side has proven to show some gameplay, but there's some gameplay where it seems to be a little bit lighter on the harass, but it looks like this could also just be W defending everything quite well. Again, Wolfgar taking the time to heal back up. Definitely kind of getting the vibe that he looks like a slow burn in comparison to sticking with the straight Isengard side of it all. But we'll kind of see how the rest of the match goes. Upgraded pikes mixed with Huskarls is going to be quite a deadly harass unit, so I'm interested to see this. A nice vision of the Palantir speed buff. Just to take out this farm real fast. As you can see, that structure damage is quite large between the two units, making for an excellent pike sword harass combo. Boromir, in theory, would die to this duo, I believe, unless he was able to comfortably get a tight position in here. And again, Grimma's debuff seems to have gone off on Gondor at this time. Ah, yes. Cool, cool. So now we can see the Mordau grip. Ah, okay. So yeah, he stuns them and ends up walking away with the Horn of Gondor in play. So Gondor taking this control group, trying to knock out what I would imagine is the furnaces up north, unless he's just trying to walk around. But we see some good positioning here with Wolfgar and harass with the Dunlending Outriders. Do we see it? Oh, what was that I just heard? Okay, so we see Dunlending Axemen trying to take out this harass group with their pikes. Cool, cool. Nothing else queuing up for Nosey yet at this time, but Gondor really filling the PowerPoint position in this matchup. It is wild to see, but I think they might really be even. It's hard to tell just looking at it quickly. Denethor is level 6, so he definitely hasn't been back for long, because last time we saw him, he was level 6. And we see Denethor's terror has gone off, but keep in mind Denethor has his nice pike summon for the guards of the Citadel. Again, W really milking the PowerPoint game here. I'm not sure why he's not taking the time to spend it and get like full value on everything. And we happen to see Denethor running away in the back because he's almost dead. Nosey's still on the back foot, theoretically speaking, but he's got fuel the fires and lumber mills with industry on the field. So we're going to watch and see how many lumber mills he kind of churns out just to get the economic opportunity on that. So he's really trying to make sure he saves Huskarl because they cost 1,000 each, and it's not like they're easy to get, you know. Isengard with the opportunity of another 15-pointer from the spellbook, but I think what's going to happen is that Isengard... Okay, so Gondor has gone with Return of the King, so we're going to see Elisar, and maybe he's going to drop it here. Nope, okay, he's not going to drop it there necessarily, but Isengard really looks like they're trying to farm the last 8 points on their spellbook front. The Thillian Rangers from the Garden doing quite well. They deal pretty high damage at face value. I believe it's 140 since 8.0. There used to be a lot more. I think it used to be like 200 back before 8.0. And we're going to see a nice trample PowerPoint feed here. Now we do again see this armory going down that has industry applied to it. That's going to be a little bit of a heavy hit. Plus 70 a tick for Nosey on that one. So that'll be a massive hit. But Isengard really pushing in here with the harass to secure the spellbook position. And W is yet to use Return of the King. I'm not sure if he's too familiar with it, but it is a permanent summon. I love Denethor's like lines when he's about to die, man. Ooh, Gondor has Gandalf. Okay. Okay, so we see Gandalf now for Gondor as well. Very cool. But Wolfgar's birds are chasing Gandalf down. All right. Let's see how that kind of plays out. And we see Uruk-hai pikes mixing into dealing the damage near Gandalf. Gondor has to pop the heal. Let's take a look and see. So Nosey is at 28 in the bank. Maybe we're going to see a Fell Storm to like take this front piece of Gondor's base out. We'll have to see. But there's a lot of good opportunity for an interesting play by both parties here. Given how far the game has gone on. Isengard is a little bit slow on the unit production side. Usually, I know Nosey is not like that, so I'm a little curious to see what he's planning. And Huskarl is trying to take out that... ooh, it's a summoned Huskarl. Cool, cool. So he's not really losing anything by doing that. Very nice. Ah, yes. Fell storm in the back to take out the marketplace. Are we going to see this barracks go down? No. But Gondor does pop Return of the King, so now if Isengard can get Lurtz over here real fast, he could secure the kill on Elisar, because Elisar is all by himself. If you leave Elisar by himself, he is vulnerable to Lurtz or any kind of cripple. And that will change the tide of the match, possibly. Oh, wait a second, but Gondor's just picked up Oath of Eorl with Messengers of Manwë, and they're trying to just close the game out. Ooh, a very cool game. Jeez, he really saw everything in this match. Pretty wild. Oh, man. Super epic. Epic game. Very cool. Alright, so the fortress does have the heavy plating on it, so with towers, so the Messengers of Manwë will be countered relatively well. Gondor actually looks like they're pushing away, so they can't close the game out, because I think W underestimated how soft the Eagles can be underneath the tower play of a fortress. And right here, we are also seeing the Oath of Eorl under the pressure. And where's Gandalf? I just heard Gandalf. See over, yeah, so Gandalf is up here. He's quite low himself. He's level 1 still. Hasn't really had an opportunity to level. And Dunlending Longbowman really taking care of the Eagles, protecting the base. But let's just take a look again. Isengard 625 CP. They do almost have Wrath of Kahadra still, though. So they're going to come back into the game, I think, by wiping out Gondor's remaining army, if they can recuperate their position. Oh, man, what an interesting position that Isengard has been in this game. But Gondor has had some very good plays. And so we have weather power again for both parties, but neither party wants to use it, with the understanding that the other one can be canceled out. We're seeing another Uruk pit come into play for tech. And as you can see, with the lesser side of the economy, because the Dunish plays are relatively pretty expensive because of how strong they are in comparison to the Uruk plays, is something to really keep in mind. Uruks are very economical. But Dunish are costly for their strength. Gandalf now reaching level 2. Hey, Dranza, how you doing, buddy? Just casting some replays today over here, you know. And Isengard has Wrath of Kahadra's back, so they're going to try and use Grima and drop it. Is he going to use it? Oh. Oh, okay. I'm not sure what that was. Maybe he's gonna try using Wrath of Kahadras now, because like Elisar is here with Boromir. That'd be pretty good. Maybe he's trying to wait till he has some more things on the field to pop it instead of allowing Gondor to recover. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. I think this is something to think about. Oh, is Lars gonna cripple?
Ready for orders.
Are we gonna see a Lars cripple? Oh, dude, that's crazy. Okay, no Lord's cripple. Elisar just kind of roaming around Isengard's base. Oh, he's going to save it for Elisar. Maybe if he doesn't die by Wrath of Kahadras. I think that's the plan. Adi, that's tough. I think it might just be W's connection. It was like a little bit tough Saturday, maybe. I'm not really sure what's up. Yeah, I hope W gets his connection issues kind of solved. Because that's very unfortunate if he's having ping issues right now. Unless something happened with his like service provider and just so different. But yeah, we do see Wrath of Kahadra still not used. So I want to get an idea as to where he could be trying to use it. Gandalf being level 3. Ooh, is he gonna try using it in Gondor's base just to get them back in? I don't know, man. I want to know where he's trying to use it. Ooh, we're gonna see like it dropped here while Elisar is away. Elisar gets crippled. Ooh. But Hunt for the Ring gives fear and terror. Nice. Okay, so now Elisar's gonna get that nice cripple in here. Oh, actually, maybe not. I think Nosey's just gonna try and continue to harass. Man, this is quite the unusual game. He needs to remake an armory though. Ooh. Level 8, so he's got that pike 7. Cool. Love these dudes. Oh, bro, this other 1v1 players are just busy right now. I think it's just those 1v1 guys are also playing team games right now. As you can see, Denethor getting taken out here by the pikes. Very cool. The Uruk-hai Axemen and Danish... the Uruk-hai fighting Uruk-hai and the Danish Axemen grinded.
The wardens of the Sacred Hill have arrived.
And what we are seeing now...
Stand ready to defend Gondor.
Wait, where did they drop the Dol Amroth Sid though? Oh, Nosey's going to build me an army to really push the endgame Uruk side out. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, we see Dol Amroth Citadel popped in Gondor's base for a little safety measure. Okay. But I think Nosey kind of realized how expensive the Danish side is. So he's switching over for the Uruk provisions. Cool. What is this? Is there a siege weapon? Oh, that's a fortress ballista. Okay. Yeah, it's been quite the game. Elisar is still living though. Where is Lurtz with the cripple when you need him? That guy though. Oh, W's grabbed the fountain guards. Okay. Now we see fountain guards. It's gonna be tricky if Gondor kind of gets the heroes out over here. Oh, 2 battalions of fountain guards. Very cool. Supporting Elisar at level... Actually, they don't do the hero gameplay, just do the unit gameplay. Okay, cool. Fountain guard securing the control group positions. Nice. Elisar with 1 group, Boromir supporting him. Gandalf with a singular knight amassed Tirith. Okay, that feels like Osgiliath a little bit. And Swan Knights are now en route 2 for Gondor. Very cool. I want to see Saruman, man. We haven't seen Saruman yet. It's quite heartbreaking. But we do need to see upgrades come back in. Did he make a new armory somewhere or what? I don't think he has. There's still a furnace over in the back of W's base. It's level 2. That's pretty funny. Ooh, he crippled Gandalf. Nice. Gandalf's going down. Look at that. Nice. Very cool. Although Elisar used the Oathbreaker ability, and we just saw a lot of Isengard's army die. And Saruman now getting way too deep in here. And he might die if he isn't careful. Ooh, the dagger toss going right in. And I think he might be trying to chase down Saruman. Whoa. Oh, man. Oh, yikes. Oh, no. Yeah, so Saruman's definitely gonna... Oh, he's gonna live? Wow, ballsy. Oh, he should get Saruman. Oh, no. The Swan Knights end up killing Saruman. Okay. Well, that was expected, but that was a very ballsy positioning Nosey tried to do with Saruman right there. And I think Gondor is going to secure this game. I don't know, man. Like, let's just look at the spellbook options. Okay, Tier 4 is cooldown. Tier 3 is about to come back. Tier 4 is still in cooldown. Okay. Let's see. What else does Gondor even have? Yeah, they have to have stuff left in the spellbook to grab. They're still earning points. And Isengard's about to lose. Build me an army. Devastating. Unlucky. And Nosey calls it GG. Oh man, that was a sick game. Wow. Again, that really shows you like what the Danish side can do, but the drawback going for that over the